Napoli has fallen. Alongside my son Jordan, we won the siege of the city and captured Sergius Spartanos, forcing him to surrender his treasury and swear fealty to the House of Drengot. Now we must consolidate our realm and prepare to look outwards. We have strengthened our alliance with Duke Robert with the marriage of my son to his daughter, creating a strong Norman coalition in the south. Napoli was not the end of my ambitions. The Lombard Prince of Salerno on my southern border proves a tantalizing target for expansion. We will prepare for war, but will it be the war we expect? Hello Wanderers, welcome back to our Crusader Kings 3 roleplay experience, where we are playing as the House of Drengot, the Norman adventurers who settled here in southern Italy. Now, where last we left off, we had just finished the Siege of Napoli, where we finally took over this land from Count Sergios, alongside our son, who had just finished his military training, the two of us leading the siege together to finally bring the city within our grasp. Now, Count Sergios is but a vassal of ours. We didn't strip his lands from him, and this means that he is quite angry with us. During the battle, our son also wounded his nephew, Sergius Spartanos, was disfigured and then later killed in battle by Mayor William, who is the spy master of our ally, the Count of Lanciano. And we do have a few allies here. We are obviously aligned with Duke Robert the Fox of Apulia and one of his nephews here, Count Robert of Lanciano. As you can see, things may look a little different, and that's because we did add the community flavor pack mod to try to just add some visual elements. This is my first time checking out the mod, and it seems to have some really cool features. So if you do like to add a little bit more of historical based clothing to the game, feel free to check out that mod, the community flavor pack. And as you can see, it does add some pretty interesting and, as far as I know, historically accurate, or at least mostly historically accurate, armor and clothing and things of that nature. As you can see here, it looks pretty cool. So I'm excited to see a little bit more of that. So we have conquered Napoli, and Duke Richard here is considering his next moves. Now, we are, as you well know, an ambitious person, and I don't think we are satisfied at stopping here at these borders. Now, obviously, back in these times, this is, this may look small on the map. You see these gigantic empires, and it looks like our territory is quite small, but ruling over this chunk of land here, it's no small thing. There's many cities and towns here that we now have under or within our domain. But we are not satisfied. We won't be satisfied with just what we have now. No, Duke Richard, he wants more, and he will take it. Now, we did have some suggestions that we may consider looking across the Tyrrhenian Sea here towards Sardinia, which is kind of separated into a few different small feudal counties here. And that is an option, but I don't think that we are going to be looking that far away right off the bat. We do have some options closer to home. Obviously, the county or the Principality of Salerno here, ruled by Prince Gisulf, is right on our doorstep here and kind of presents the last remains of Lombard sovereignty here in southern Italy. And I think we want to kind of take that away from them really here before Duke Robert does so himself. I think we want to solidify here. We do have a little bit of a Norman coalition going on here, which is good because that will protect us possibly from advances here from the Holy Roman Empire. Obviously, we do have some threats, in particular Duchess Matilda Canossa of Tuscany, who is an incredibly powerful woman here who has a lot of land here in central Italy. And she has a strong alliance with the Duke of Carinthia. And I believe she also has some claims here in the south. So she will be a large threat to us and potentially our ally as well. So we're going to need to put ourselves in as strong a position as possible. And I think for Duke Richard, that means taking Salerno and kind of solidifying our southern border. After that, perhaps we can look outward. Perhaps Sardinia is an option. Perhaps Sicily is an option as well. And perhaps there are other options that we are not yet aware of. Because I do believe Salerno is going to be our first target here. And to that end, we will look to our council here. And we shall ask our bishop, the good Norman Bishop Orderic, to consider finding some way in which we can justify our war here against Salerno. Obviously, back in these times, having some sort of casus belli, while not always used, was something that was a big part of justifying your reasons for taking some land. Having a reason was quite important, especially in terms of mustering allies to your cause and having a reason to go into here instead of just saying, hey, you're our neighbors, but we want what you have. If you could go back and find some sort of claim that you were descended from, and you had an ancestor that once ruled in those lands or was related to a ruler, it could go a long way towards justifying your cause. So although we come from northern France, I don't think we have any ancestors that ruled in here. I think we might have a reason to say that the rulers of Capua here have reason to claim these lands here in Salerno, some sort of historical justification for this. Anyways, that's up for our bishop to figure that stuff out. That's not really our problem. We just need to let him sort that out. Obviously, we have put our son, who proved himself in that battle quite well, in the position of our chancellor. He is not extremely good at that particular position. None of our counselors really are very good, except for perhaps our brother, the marshal. But our son is diligent and temperate, so he works hard, and I think it's good for him to learn some diplomacy. After all, he was also recently married to Emma of the House of Fontville, the daughter of Duke Robert. So that kind of cemented our alliance there. So, and she's diligent as well. So, actually, she's got a very good diplomacy. Hopefully, she'll help my son learn a little bit about those matters. As you may know, the House of Aquino was a great help for us in the previous battle there. They did lose one of their members. Now, they were formerly the Dukes of Capua, but they have fought for us. And Atenolf, who was once our I believe our chancellor, yes, fought in the battle here in Napoli, lost his arm tragically, and then died from his injuries. So the House of Aquino, though they may have once been opposed to us, have served us faithfully, and even Pandolf seems to have been disfigured in one of the battles as well. So I think when we find an opportunity, we will do our best to reward the House of Aquino, as they have served us well, and perhaps we can do so by, raising their sons as good Norman lads and gifting them some land in the future. Well, we shall see, but they did serve us well, and I think we want to reward that. We are obviously a bit of a kind of greedy, avaricious man, but I don't think that means that we just would refuse to. We're not specifically greedy. We want money, but I think we understand that rewarding your good servants will go a long way towards bringing you fortune in the future. So we are having our bishop prepare our claims, and let us simply see how things pan out from here. We could hire a court physician. We do have some money now, but I think we may require some money to fabricate these claims here on Salerno. So I think that we're going to leave things as they are for now. We could decide to increase our crown authority, and I think that's not actually a terrible idea to kind of increase our authority here. Now, obviously, our vassals will not like that, but our current vassal is Count Sergios, and he doesn't like us anyways, so I think we're going to look to that. We will pass that limited crown authority law. Our son has come of age. I am proud to see my son no longer as a child, but as an adult, with sufficient tutelage. Even a child that has displayed little natural inclination towards diplomatic influence, such as Jonathan, can come to truly understand it, with an excellent grasp of all manners of etiquette, and understanding of all kinds of entertainment, and the eloquence to go with it. He will have little trouble navigating life at court. Wow, he has become a charismatic negotiator. Brave, content, fickle, but that's actually pretty good. And that brings him to an 11 here. We're gonna pause it for a sec here. Now, we did recently put our son into this position here as the chancellor, but I think what we may do is we may do a little bit of a switcheroo in the council here, as we will put our son here as the marshal. We will swap him into that position. We will switch out our brother here. Brother, I think you served us well as the marshal, and you will serve us well as a knight, but I think that we shall be putting our son here in this position. So we are going to fire our brother. He will still remain a knight, and he doesn't really like that, but he'll still serve us well. So our son is now the chancellor. Our other son is the marshal. He did prove himself, as you guys saw in the last episode, fighting bravely in the battle, leading the army at one point. So I think he deserved that. Our middle son here does need a wife. Melisenda here may be a good option. She's from a relatively minor house, the House of Amalric, but they do own land. They hold the barony of Carlat. She's shy, just lazy, but I think that would be fine. Her father here is a baron. Yeah, I think that looks like a good option. It's not going to give us a strong alliance or anything like that, but we have most of the alliances that we could need at the moment here. So that sorts that out. Now, obviously, we will need to be watching out for Count Sergios here. He does not like us. He wants a seat on the council. We're not going to give it to him. His cultural acceptance is low because he is Greek and Orthodox, so we have religious problems as well, and we did declare war on him. So he doesn't like us, we don't like him, but we couldn't simply just strip him of his lands. We may consider that at some point. You know, we could demand his conversion. And I think we will. I think, you know, we're just going to make a demand of him. We're going to say you have to convert to Catholicism. He might say no. Looks like he's probably going to say no. But if he says yes, then, well, that's a smart move by him. So we're going to make that demand of him. If he says no, you know, that might just give us further reason to revoke his counties in the future. So let's see what he says about that. Will he accept our offer? My faith is too strong to be swayed by your earthly words. I would rather attain my reward in heaven. I only wished for your salvation, Count Sergios. That is unfortunate for you. To the implacable Duke Richard of Capua, I gladly accept your marriage proposal. Your son, Jonathan, and my daughter, Melisenda, will be joined in holy matrimony. May St. Bridget bless their unions. May St. Bridget bless their union indeed. A guild of stonemasons has established itself in the county of Capua. Having dedicated craftsmen in my personal service could help the region flourish. I will strike a deal with them. That's one possibility. I could get some good stuff from that. Mayor Serlo earn me an allegiance, or why would I need their help when I have serfs? We are well, I don't think we're that arrogant. We do like money. We could try to see how good of a deal maker we are here. After all, we do have an intention of building up our money here, so we have a couple possibilities here. We could get a great deal, and we would get some nice bonuses. Could get a fair deal. We might have to spend some money, or we might get a terrible deal. But either way, we'll potentially get the stonemasons here. So let's see if we can get ourselves a good deal here. See how this turns out. I'll get rid of those. After a lengthy audience, the chief mason will budge no further. For a lower price than this, it cannot be done. Okay, so we'll have to pay a little bit of money, but I think that's fine. We do gain some prestige for making a good deal. We had to spend a bit of coin, but we will take it. We're going to speed things up here to see how our bishop progresses with his matters there. Oh, Emma was pregnant and she gave birth to a daughter. Since the little one is part of the Drengot dynasty, she should be blessed with a good name, Fredesenda, named after my wife. That seems like a pretty nice way. Name the girl after her grandmother. Yeah, I think that's good. Hopefully she will grow up to be a good member of the house. Oh, wow, and immediately after, barely days after, Melisenda also gives birth. So these two cousins, two girls, will be quite near in age. Maybe they will grow up to be friends. They are going to be raised kind of together here in our court, so that would make sense. And our youngest son here has come to age as well. Wow, a lot of stuff going on here. Oh, no, wait, this isn't our son. This is our ward. This is, our nephew. He has come to age. He has seemed to, yeah. Oh, wow. He really understands making money. That's pretty good. He has Midas Touch. That gives him a 16 here in stewardship. I have prowled through the documents, both ancient and of less certain provenance. I have finally enough material to make a case that you are the rightful lord of the county of Salerno. We just need to do a little bribe, And, well, you know, bribery is all in the mind of the beholder somehow. So that actually puts us in a pretty good position here to press our claims. Now, what are our forces like? We do not have a lot of forces here. He has more men than us, that's for sure. Obviously, we could call on our allies, the D'Hautvilles. That would make things kind of a walk through the park. But like I said before, when we were fighting Napoli, we're not interested in being beholden to Duke Robert. We do have our ally in Count Lanciano, which is a pretty good option, but he did just come to war with us barely, maybe, what was that, 2 years ago. Would he be willing to come to war again? Perhaps. His son is betrothed to our daughter, but I'm not sure if he necessarily would. We could look to get it to get some more regiments, men at arms, and tip the battle in favor ourselves. What kind of land do they have here? It's forest, hills, farmlands. Horsemen might do good. We are Normans, so you know you would think that we would have, you know, knights would be a large part of our thing, but we don't seem to have access to knights at the moment. We could hire some armored footmen though, so some dismounted sergeant at arms could be a good possibility. The horsemen, I think a strong regiment of footmen might serve us a little better. And once these are built up, we may have enough to challenge him on our own here. Especially if we have the advantage with the commanders, with the knights. It's entirely possible that we could actually take him down ourselves. Once our knights are built up here, we'll kind of consider that option. You know, we may call in our ally here, but he doesn't really like us that much. You know, would he really be ready to go to war with us again so soon after the last one to press our ambitions? I'm not sure that he would. He is generous. It's possible, but I'm not entirely sure that they would be willing to simply follow us into every war that we go into. The offensive wars, at least. Defensive would be a different story, I'm sure. It behooves the Duke to spend time at sea, much like my Viking ancestors, with the salty air in his face and a fine vessel beneath his feet. Today sees my personal craft and a small vessel escorting squadron out for the drills, practice, and pleasure. Short voyage has been an exhilarating change of pace from the life at court, when we spotted a distant plume of water followed by a small island of wine-dark flesh rolling out of the waves. The greatest beast of all the deeps. A whale. Get the harpoons. Let the others handle it. Or a creature of fearsome majesty. Leave it. No, I think we're going to go and get the harpoons. The beast escaped us. We lost some prestige. Well, catching a whale doesn't seem that easy. Oh, just as we were about to go to war ourselves, Duke Richard, our Norman ally, has called us in. So, change of plans, lads. We are going to war, and I think, well, having the Fox indebted to us, you know, we don't want to be indebted to him, but the other way around, well, that's a different story. So I think we will raise our armies, and it does seem to be a just war. He is going to try to, you know, take Sicily back here for the Catholic faith. So yeah, I think we'll raise our armies here, and we're going to try to meet up with his armies in the south. Who is leading it? My half-brother. Yeah, I think we will send him. Or should I lead it myself? That's a good question. I think we'll leave our brother in charge of this army. We have to prepare for more important matters. Donello, a free tenant renting some of my land in Capua, has pulled in an exceptional harvest this season due to his meticulous planning. He wishes to use some of his profits to purchase a piece of my estate from me so that he can build upon his success and grow more crops next year. Forget farming. A man like him should be in my court. What kind of man are you? Oh, you are a guy who really understands money, that's for sure. If he can pay me in hard coin, the land is his. The land in Capua is mine and mine alone. The money. Oh man, this guy, diligent, callous, gregarious. This guy's good. I think, he might be lowborn, but having him in our court could be of some use, even as like a tutor for some of our kids. I think we're gonna ask him to join our court here. And here our son has come of age, Bartholomew. With his coming of age, even with sufficient tutelage. Yeah, my kids don't seem to have natural inclination towards what they were learning, but he picked it up pretty good. So he is a fortune builder, which gives him a decent stewardship skill. I don't think it's enough to justify putting him into the position of steward. On the other hand, we do have Donello here, who is just this guy, man. This guy knows how to make money. And I'm sorry, Mayor Serlo, but you gotta up your game if you want to keep your job here when you get somebody like this here. He's a lowborn guy, but he knows what he's doing. He knows how to make money, and we need somebody like that. My son, though, does need a wife. So now you might be more of an option here for Roca de Hauteville. That seems like a strong possibility. So I think we will look into that. They are cousins, but that shouldn't be of any issues. Probably second or third cousins. No issues there in medieval Europe, I think. Gladly accept your proposal. They will get married. Wonderful. Big happy family we have over here in Capua. So all of our sons are married. They're all knights and good warriors ready for battle. Well, our youngest son isn't a knight. He's probably not going to be a knight. That's not his strong suit. But he does understand stewardship, at least a little bit. So I think that will be of some use here. The siege over here in Syracuse seems to be going fairly well. And we will no doubt capture this land here very shortly. Yes, no problems there at all. Now the question is, are we going back to... It looks like we are. Yeah, it looks like we're going to go engage the forces of... Who is this again? Wali Muhammad ibn Ibrahim of the House of Kalbid. And, are we going to get there in time before the siege is done? Can we relieve the defenders of the barony of Rossano? Oh, just in time. They heard word of us coming and are retreating. Let's see if we can catch them here. Yeah, it looks like we're going to be able to catch them in the mountains. So this could be a interesting battle here. Our brother's leading it. I think our sons... Yeah, let me just check here. I think our sons here are in the battle. Yep, Jordan and Jonathan are both fighting here with my brother. And, of course, all of the knights of Duke Robert as well. And Wali Muhammad has his own knights as well. But we significantly Our knights are Norman knights, man. They are something else, and I think that we are going to lay waste to his army here. Damn. Oh, and did we crush their army? I think we just routed their entire army and crushed them all. Wow. That is impressive. A word of advice. I saunter between the market stalls with Capua, a heavy pouch stuck in my belt. How do I make this coin work for me? As I admire the wares of a local stonemason, perfect geometry, a sound investment, my sword Donolo appears at my side. A word of advice, liege. Have a look at the jeweler's star over there. Their wares might be simple, but their potential is great. This is why we brought this guy onto our council, because he finds these kind of deals, and now he's working for us. So look at that. We could get a mason's workshop here. We already have the stones mason's workshop. We could really, really lower the prices of building here. We could get a jeweler's workshop. Donolo would become our friend. That is holding taxes. Oh, 75% chance. Or we could turn some quick crop. No, I think we're going to listen to Donolo. We bond over the great investment. He's our friend now. And I mean, he just made us a great amount of money there. So yeah, Capua is going to be doing really well here. It's got the great jeweler workshop here, which is, yeah, pretty perfect here. And a cooperative stonemasons. Capua is doing well under our rule. Here we are chasing down the forces of Wali Muhammad. We can take their forces here in one final battle that should decide this war in our favor. Count Robert of Lanciano has maimed the enemy commander. Oh, he maimed Wali. Took out his eye during the battle. Nice, good job. That was our ally there. Mayor Bertram has wounded the enemy commander. Oh no, he's been wounded, and oh, there we go. We just destroyed them. And I believe that shall decide the war in our favor. Now just a matter of declaring the peace deal here. And so it is done. We won the war led by Duke Robert the Fox, and well, not we, but Duke Robert will seize that title. So we will disband our army. And so we spread Christendom here further south into Sicily. And, you know, Duke Robert, he owes us one now. So there is the possibility that we may be able to call upon him. Oh, what is this? He's going mad, plagued by hallucinations, delusions, and disorganized thought. Robert struggles to distinguish between what is real and what is not. That is an interesting development. Duke Robert the Fox is slowly going mad. Our ally here may not be as reliable as we thought, which could pose concern once rumors begin to reach us of this. We will have to investigate this more next time, though, as we consider what kind of options we have available to us. Until that next time, though, please feel free to let me know what you think we should do to deal with this situation of our ally going mad here. He does owe us one, essentially, but I don't know if we can rely on him. We do have our claim here on Salerno as well, which I believe we are going to do our best to press in the very near future here. But yes, once again, hopefully you enjoyed this episode and will join us for the next part of Duke Richard's adventures. Until then, thank you guys so much, and we will see you in the next one.